Hello, so before I start this video I just want to give a quick warning that I'm going to be talking about an incognito hazard. If you don't know what that is, an incognito hazard is a piece of information that puts you in danger just by knowing it. These are most, if not all, fake, but it still can be really effective mentally. Also, even though it is hard for me to get scared by these types of things, it has really freaked me out quite a bit, so be careful and trust your instincts. This has made an impact on some people's lives and I will be talking about them later on. This video also contains mention of drug use, mental illness and demonic entities. What are SPCGs? I won't be saying the actual name of this urban legend or creepypasta because I suffer from paranoia, so it's just not the best idea. So for the video's sake I'll be calling them Teletubbies. Wait, is that that's in the script? Oh my... The official name for this creepypasta is on screen now. Teletubbies are said to be a multitude of evil entities working for one unknown overlord entity, sort of like a ghostly parasite. Rather than being physical or interdimensional, these entities and their overlords exist on an ephemeral level, meaning they don't last long, but there is a very large and unknown number of these beings. The way they spread themselves to humans is the reason this is all clearly bullshit. They spread themselves around using images of themselves and their name. If you hear, see or say these, then you've been infected, and the more you hear or see, the more powerful these demons get. It's said that these entities' only purpose is to cause and feed off of human misery, causing the host to experience horrific psychological pain, including realistic hallucinations that appear to be similar to a meth withdrawal-induced psychosis. Reported effects are similar to delirium states. These entities also tend to mess with your solar plexus chakra, which is your core or middle chakra. If you don't know what chakras are, they're basically some sort of spiritual ideology that control the rest of your body and your spiritual mind. Or spiritual self. It's been said that these entities are otherworldly, an interdimensional, worldwide, transcendent alien species that has conquered and destroyed many universes before. But how could we know that? The furthest intel we have publicly about space is what Mars looks like. The origin of the legend is one that may not surprise you, and ultimately it calms me down about the whole thing. It started as a chainmail in the 90s. So people would randomly just email any addresses they could get their hands on, telling them that this image, the image would haunt you in your dreams. And it goes without saying that this email horror chain shit is just a load of absolute fucking garbage. Get in the fucking bin. Some people on the internet have shared what they claim to have experienced from these entities on different websites, but I've only managed to find one. Here's a transcript of a clip from Dead Rabbit Radio, where Jason Carpenter shares his experience with Teletubbies and how he thinks he has seen one. So when I was in college, I had an assignment, and I had to sit in a courthouse and watch a trial and take notes. I'm sitting in the back because I'm too cool to sit in the front, sitting on one of those orange plastic chairs, had my arm up on the chair. I saw something out the corner of my eye, my right eye, and I'm alone in the back row, just me, and I'm sitting right in the aisle. And I'm sitting there, and I remember turning to look. And then the chair maybe 2 or 3 chairs down from me was a 3-foot long cobra. It was coiled at the bottom and its head was about the height of me. It made a super weird movement, almost like this hyper animated movement that I don't think a snake can move in real life. Now obviously there was no real cobra sitting there, I just looked over and saw it and it was such a weird thing at the time. I just thought I was super tired, it was early in the morning, I was bored. I see something in the corner of my eye and my brain constructs something for me to see. Now here's another weird thing. It disappeared. It didn't disappear, it just simply ceased to be there. It was really weird at the time. It just simply stopped being there. Well, pretty scary stuff, but be sure to check out this podcast if you do like this sort of stuff. It's pretty entertaining. I did have a look at some of this other shit and it's really cool. Really good form of entertainment and just good. So my final thoughts is this. This internet urban legend is a very good method of psychological torture, should it fall into the hands of the right victim. Naturally, humans grasp at anything they can think of to explain their darkest times or their trauma, especially while going through it, to give an explanation to it for some sort of comfort. The efficiency in this method is the fact that when or if you come to the wild conclusion that the reason you are currently suffering is because these Teletubby entities have found their way to you, it just worsens the problem. It gives it a lot of realism, personifying it. To overcome this, simply just don't believe it, or always maintain as much rationality as you can. In a sense, these entities are real. They are a representation of why humans can't get over trauma. We see the causes of their problems as a complicated colony of interdimensional aliens that have conquered universes that we saw somewhere on the internet. But really the solution is not to become the real life Master Chief, it is to accept you have problems, you can't change them, move on. As our good old pal Jason Carpenter from the other post said, high hopes for a better life is usually a good way to stomp these things out. Another good note to mention is that personifying your issues is a very good way to help negate them in the right circumstance. For instance, I was once given advice from a family member that their therapist once gave them, on a disorder we both share. The advice was just to personify it, give it a name and tell it to fuck off, and it probably will. Just don't give it a scary persona like this one. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry about the 7 months that I've been absent, but yeah, this is a pretty interesting topic for me. I hope that it gets out more, because the scary thing is there's no videos on it. It's just some mysterious thing that not really many people know about, and it's at the bottom of this fucking conspiracy theory iceberg. So, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video of this bullshit hoax. Pretty interesting though. But yeah, give me a cheeky like, and your mum smells like cheese.